What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is episode number 12 of Career Mode. Hope you guys are doing well. It's our second episode of the weekend as we go for that hashtag quadruple upload weekend. You know we love those double upload days on a Saturday and a Sunday, and today we're going to try and play through as much as the first half of the season one as we can. It's been a good start for Sunderland in a European place right now. 3 wins in our first 5 games, and in the EFL Cup through to the last 32, and that's where we'll have our first game today against Championship side Preston North End. Let's make the last 16 and extend our good start to the season here. And again, as we know, it doesn't count towards the objectives, but we'd still like to go all the way and win this competition for our first major honour to save, and I'm targeting it. Last year FA Cup final, so I still think we could definitely make the Carabao Cup final. You know, some people have asked me, Doxy Boy, why don't you have the League Cup as an objective in career mode? And honestly, I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm not sure. My hypothesis is that because there are 2 domestic cups in England, the game can only count 1 as an objective, and so they go with the one that, of course, has the most prestige, and that is, of course, the FA Cup. But other than that, I don't know. That's my guess. It's not guaranteed to be true, but it's what I think is the reason why. As Fatawu bends in the early opener and Sunderland take the lead. But again, might not count towards the objectives, but I want to win this, man. At least make the semis. I've got a few starters out there for this one as well. The further I go in the Carabao Cup, the more starters I pick for the games. So tonight we've got Lucharel, we've got Trey, we've got Siddiqui, Granite, and of course the goal scorer Fatawu, who slipped through with a wonderful through ball and should get the assist for our second. Yep, we should be making it through with minimal fuss now, and I'll say it once again, doesn't count towards the objectives. The Newcastle United fans didn't mind last season when they went all the way to win it. That's what we'll be aiming for this season. Forest won it last year, so why can't we win it this year? Yep, easy money. 2 goals in the first half an hour. Sunderland through to the last 16. Fingers crossed, another EFL side and a great chance to reach the quarters. But no such luck this season. Arsenal at home in the last 16, and I'm not sure we'll be able to get through that. To be fair, last year we knocked out Chelsea in the FA quarter-final, so could take out the Gunners, but massive underdogs for that one there. Right, following game, speed of North London clubs away in the capital. Spurs, great start to the season for them, in 2nd place right now to begin the campaign off with 4 wins in their first 5 games. But we ourselves have made a decent start, so a battle between 2 of the informed teams to start the division off. Thomas Frank side away, next up. You might have noticed that for the game against Preston, and for this game as well, I'm going on 3-minute halves as opposed to 4-minute halves that I've started FC 26 on. I have a theory on this, that the shorter your half lengths, the more quicker you play subconsciously because you believe you have less time for your attacks. And we'll see if that ends up working out. We scored 2 goals in the game against Preston, and Madison fired an early shot there wide for Spurs. But yeah, for half lengths, I think 4 minutes is probably the sweet spot, but I'm going to try 3 minutes and see if subconsciously I'll start playing a bit quicker to get more chances in today's episode. I guess we'll find out. Wow, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And that should have been 1. As you know, I struggle to create chances in this year's FC, but also take chances. And that's the thing as well, even when I do get chances, I so often spurn it. It was wonderful football to release Fatawu. We should have got his second in 2 as Katrudia heads over the bar, but man, at times my finishing is so poor. It's a good stop, but that should be way closer to the corner. Free kick, Sunderland, and obviously Xhaka's going to take it. He's the main guy from this range, as we saw last season. That goal against Chelsea would have gone down in folklore, how we gone all the way to win the cup. Oh, and again, it's pretty much straight at Vicaria. Well, you know, when I was a kid, I was told that if you test a keeper, your shot's not that bad. How football has changed since the 1990s. Now, those 2 attempts from Fatawu and Xhaka are reasonably close to Vicaria, particularly that second one. And again, the same again, it's on target, he's got to make the save, but football has evolved so much now where you've got to be way more accurate with your shots going towards the corners. Otherwise, they're seen as weak efforts that are simple saves and missed opportunities. As that header is going to be flicked back in. And Diarra turning, whips one in, easy claim. And a decent second half, to be fair, just didn't take any of the half chances I had. That Fatawu one really should have hit the back of the net. I think I'm going to be brave and try adjusting the sliders. Now, bear with me. I'll do my best here. All right, guys, please go easy on me because this is my first time tweaking the sliders, so don't expect them to be absolutely perfect from the get-go. But as I said before, I don't think the gameplay needs a major overhaul, just a bit of slight tweaking, and that's what I've done. So, well, I'll keep the pace the same, but the shot error has been slightly reduced for both user and CPU, and the shot speed has been slightly increased as well. So we should see a little more clinical finishing when going through one-on-one to get some more goals. The pass speed has been slightly increased, again the same for the user and CPU, so no unfair advantage there, just to get into the play a little bit quicker as well. The injuries have massively been increased because we haven't had a single one in the save so far as well, and the goalkeeper ability slightly reduced as well. I was tempted to leave it as it was on 55, but because there's not that many shots during the game, it does kind of make sense we need to see a few more hit in the back of the net as well. Everything else has been left the same though, because as I said before, I think defensively the game plays really well. The defending feels really good from both the user and the AI as well. It's mainly just a finishing, I think, and a general slowness of the play. It doesn't need to be rapidly increased, it's why the pace has remained the same, but it just needs a slight bit of tweaking, I think, when on the ball and in possession. Not with running, but when on the ball and passing the ball around, and of course a bit more clinical finishing in front of goal. We'll see how things go. Of course, we can tweak them during the season if we want, and if we need further adjustment. Hopefully that's okay. Right, following game, and tough one to go into with our first set of new sliders. Newcastle in the Tyne-Wear derby. Great start for Eddie Howe side, third place to begin the campaign off. But to be fair, even that was a draw there against Spurs. I mean, 3 wins in our first 6, only the 1 loss so far, coming against last year's champions Chelsea. We've had a decent start ourselves, so in form, Tyne-Wear derby, Magpies at the Stadium of Light, is to try and get back to winning ways here after none in our last 2 league games. How are the lads? And guys, if you do have any slider suggestions for me, please do leave them in the comments. Obviously, again, this is my first time tweaking them, so do bear with me. Can't expect perfection on your first attempt. But yeah, any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. What we want, again, is gameplay which is very, very close to authentic, just with a few more goals, you know, a few more good chances and a few more clinical finishes. That's what we're looking for. So any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Joelinton fizzes the ball through. Harvey Barnes finds space. Oh, what a goal. And right on cue, what a goal. Bends it in, top corner, and the former Fox give the Magpies the lead. What a strike. To be fair, 6-7, not surprised with that. Dispossessed by Goodmanson and just about holds him off and is covered by Anthony Elanga. And again with the pace, that's it right there. You know, in Pre's version of FC, I could just storm down that left wing there for an easy cutback, but that doesn't really happen now with the pace being somewhat pacified. And again, that's what I'm trying to avoid as well. What I was trying to do there, I'm glad it didn't work for me. Yes, we can use the pace at times, especially with quicker players like Adingra, but not as frequently as he had in Pre's versions. And if we are going to use it, I want it to be courtesy of good build-ups and really clinical balls through. Oh, it's Adingra slips when shooting, and a penalty given. Was that a pen? I actually thought Adingra slipped when shooting, but oh, no, that's the right call, actually. I thought he slipped and miskicked the ball, but actually, Kadioglu came in from the side there. I missed that initially, but I'll take that. And a chance for us to level 22 minutes in. We don't want goal glut games. We do want the occasional 3-2, 2-2, whatever the case may be. And this is a chance to make it 1-1 early. Brobby scores. Never in doubt, third of the season already. Brilliant start so far, things looking good for a high stakes game. Again, what we want to see this season is not every game finish with one team getting a clean sheet. It felt as though last season, if I didn't get the clean sheet, then the AI got the clean sheet. Do you know what I mean? It seems like every game I would finish 0-0 or 1-0. And, you know, last season, for example, we didn't have a single 2-2 in the entire season. We didn't have a single 3-2 or 3-3. And those games, they might be rarer, but they do happen as Harvey Barnes is through. A great save by Roos. Joelinton picks it back up, and then Guimaraes hits the post. Not sure if Roos got a touch on it. And then out of fear of possibly picking up the ball for a pass back, who's that touch? And there's an injury as well for the first time since the save began. So much better. Not completely unrealistic, but better. And that is going to do it. So, no wins in our last 3 in the Premier League, but better gameplay. Not ridiculously arcade-like, not ridiculously quick, but slightly quicker and slightly more clinical finishing. That's what we are looking for. Right, 3 more scouts to go. Let's see what we got. Well, from Scotland, there is a ton of decent young goalkeepers here, but so far, just going to keep on scouting and see which one looks best after the range decrease. Same with Mexico, where of course we did pick up that potential to be special player after the first month. We'll keep on scouting these 6 players for now. And unfortunately, Ghana hasn't quite wielded me anyone just yet. We'll keep on scouting for now. I always feel, I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but when you're doing your scouting during the year, there's always one of the 3 countries that just doesn't really work out, do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, that might be Ghana this year as we look for the next Asamoah Gyan. Right, following game on the back of an international break, Fulham away, Craven Cottage. Great start for them right now in the top 6, heading to West London here, where, after no wins in our last 3 Premier League games, hoping to break our duck here and get back to winning ways. Marco Silva side in the capital next. Let's see how the game plays in this one and if we get the same amount of chances. Go on, Trey, win that, son. Got Hume, have a dig, have a dig! Oh, off the crossbar, what a goal that would have been! One thing I'm noticing is that the AI do appear to be a bit more braver now in their passing. You know, more forward runs, you know, more willingness to try and take me off. That's what I want to see. Put me under pressure. Don't just pass the ball sideways and let me contain you. Give me something more to think about. Oh, off the line by Wharton after Roos got a slight touch on the ball. I don't know what you got your arm up there for, Castro. Clearly it's not crossed the line, but it's still 0-0 for now. But better. It's not arcade-like, it's not overly pacey, but just a bit more intent. That's what you want to see, but still the passing remains good as well. Put me under pressure, give me something to think about, you know, make me feel anxious when you've got the ball around this area here. Oh, that's exactly what I want to see. Great save by Roos and then Xhaka with a last-ditch interception to clear away what should have been a goal from the rebound. But that's what I mean, that ball there, perfect. Great played ball through, and it's more assertive, it's more attack-minded from the AI, you know? Instead of just passing the ball sideways for 10 in-game minutes, give me a go. Give me something to think about. Make me worried. So to play, and whilst it does appear as though it will finish goals, to be fair, the play's been better. A couple of good chances for Fulham. Roos looking on his game, and for us hitting the crossbar too early. Wharton. Fatawi, what a big save to ensure that Fulham will hold on to the point. It's been better, whilst it will finish goalless. It has been a better game out there. All that we missed was the clinical finish. Better chances, better opportunities, especially for Fulham. The woodwork rattled as well. Better. Just couldn't get that clinical finish to find us a winning goal. Our run continues. No wins in our last 4 games. And to be fair, 2 goalless draws in 3. I'm not saying the Sliders have made it perfect, although it does look a little bit better. Right, following game, we'll do 4 or 5 more if I can today. I want to get some good games, man, and a couple of really good ones too. Maybe this one here, back at the Stadium of Light, and these are the games we have to win if we are to knock on the door for a European place. Newly promoted, Ipswich Town at the Stadium of Light. Come on, Sunderland. Yeah, these are the games we've got to try and add to the GD, get a couple of goals, and show that, you know, we can score. We can score. And these are the fixtures where you've got the chance to get a couple as well. As Wharton wins it back and Gatrudia finds Adingra. There'll definitely be chances out there as Xhaka feeds it through to Goodmanson. I see him out the far post. Oh, bang on. Just trying to get it to him, but tries to be a bit too quick with it. But that's the thing, I can't just do what I did before. Just zip a pass all the way across the field. It doesn't work anymore. Even correct openings this way, that's totally fine. Yes! Brilliant finish! And there it is, Sunderland in front. Again, the gameplay hasn't changed, but there are a couple more chances and a couple more goals. It's all we were looking for. Second half underway, still currently leading by 1. Done very well at keeping hold of the ball in this game, as you'd expect, being at home to a newly promoted team. And if we want to play a bit quicker, I think we could find a second goal. If we really up the intensity here. But I don't want that to come at the expense of what so far is our identity. High possession, good passing team that look for great chances over good ones. Right on cue, what a fantastic team goal. Right from kickoff, Brian Brobby gets his 5th of the year. and he is on fire to start the campaign off. I made a bold decision not to replace Double B, because when I put him in last season after your suggestion, he had this kind of run. I just couldn't sustain it. It shows he's got the quality, he just needs to do it consistently. Great team goal, great build-up, lovely ball through, and a better finish as well. 2-0 Sunderland. Yep, this is what we were hoping for. Not a total overhaul of the gameplay and staying true to our identity as a high possession, high pass accuracy team, passing up good chances for great ones, like how we got our second goal, but a couple more goals per game. That's what I'm hoping for, and that's what we're seeing so far. Right, following game, as we return to winning ways here, but I'm not sure we'll get back-to-back. Very difficult one. Tuesday night, Arsenal coming to the stadium alight, Carabao Cup last 16. I'll give them my best shot to make the quarter-finals. I'll still have a strong lineup out there, but we'll do very well to get another big victory here. Gunners in the Cup next up. I also want to point out as well that, like, realism is somewhat subjective in many ways, but also it's something that you don't have to aim for if you don't want to. Like, I always say this, when it comes down to career mode, as a community, I've always been a firm believer that we should allow people to play the game however they want to play the game. If you want to play hyper-realistically and only do things within the confines of what you believe is realistic, go ahead, that's great, that's cool. But if someone wants to play the game how they want to play it and just sign all the best players in the world every single season, you know, you manage Manchester United and, you know, you sign your Mbappes and, you know, your Haalands and whatever else, fine. Like, so long as you're having fun with the game, play it however you want to play the game. You know, there is nothing wrong with playing the game that way, nothing wrong with playing the game how we're trying to play it as well. It's all about the personal enjoyment for you. As Declan Rice finds Odegaard. Well, Arsenal looking for a... oh, what a finish. Half into the quarters, and they may be on their way early. The mask, Victor Gyökeres, what a strike that is. The average amount of goals per game in the Premier League, I believe, is actually 3. So we're hoping to get a little bit closer to that after last season as Saka heads just wide the post. The average was 1, you know, at best. Obviously, we need that to improve this year for more realism. So far, I'd say from our first 3.5 games, a little better. Could still be improved upon a little bit, but it's better than it was before. That's the most important thing. It's progression. As Zubimendi finds Martinelli, and Patterson is there. Gyökeres finds Zubimendi. That ball slipped through. Saka with a bit of space. Does he want to shoot? He does. Oh! As it kisses the outside of Patterson's right-hand post, and it remains a 1-0 for now. Gyökeres clips it. Trey loses out to Martinelli, and what a chance here for the Gunners to rack up. Ball rolled inside. Gyökeres, as clinical as it comes, makes it 2, and that is going to do it. It's been their night tonight. They've been the better team. They deserve a place in the quarterfinals. Our cup run ends here, as we were expecting, to be fair. Yep, let's do a couple more games today on the back of that knockout to Arsenal, aim to pick ourselves up here against Brentford away in West London. Right now, struggling down towards the bottom of the table. Golden chance here for a big away day victory and back-to-back wins in the Premier League. Let's go get it. Bobby to Wharton, Xhaka. Oh, that is a terrible... What kind of touch was that from Granit Xhaka? My goodness. And Brentford get it away, and... Well, we had a nice game against Newcastle, but this one not quite as eventful at the moment, as we're still dead. Lots of 0-0. Can we get a chance for the break to strike, though? As Wharton slips a great ball through, and it's Robbie again denied by Kelleher. And the Bees will clear. Best chance, couldn't take it. I have had a couple of comments asking about the half length, and a couple of people saying, you know, Doxy, why don't you play on longer half lengths if you want a few more chances? Well, the problem with that, and it's quite an obvious answer really, but for those who may not know, YouTube is not my job. I have a full-time job. This is just something I do in the evenings and on the weekends because I love it. I don't have the time. Like, in order to play all the games, to edit all the videos, and I don't think I play every game per season. Upload the videos, do the comments, I do everything with YouTube as well. No AI with Doxy Boy. And there's no team working for me. I do literally every single thing. When I'm combining that with a 40-hour work week, I just don't have the time, unfortunately, to up the half length any more than, good save, Roos, 4 minutes. Even that, at times, can be a bit of a stretch. And I know it might not sound like a lot, but believe me, every minute adds up over time. Anyway, still 0-0 here. Good chance before and after the restart for either team. Is there going to be a breakthrough in an otherwise deadlocked game? Unfortunately, it does look as though this game is going to finish with one of those common, dreaded 0-0s. As Brentford will have one last chance in the corner. So guys, once again, like I said earlier, in the comment section now below, if you can give me any tips with the sliders, please do so. I do feel they had slightly improved in a couple of the games in this run, but another goal destroyed. That's our third in these past 6 games. So yeah, guys, in the comments, please do give me some help. How do I tweak these sliders? Do let me know in the comments, and we'll try and get the gameplay we want. Right, 3 more scouting updates for our final game. Let's see what we got. And again, this is why I take so long to put players in the academy as well, because when we had that first batch of scouting from Scotland, everyone looked amazing, but I've already rejected a couple, and now a couple aren't looking quite as good as before. But for now, we shall keep on scouting these 6 goalkeepers. And from Mexico, we shall continue scouting these 5 teenagers. And from Ghana, again, not quite getting what we were hoping for so far, but there's still 3 more months to go. Right, following game, we'll end on this as well, and hopefully get a couple of goals in this one. We should do, really, a battle between 2 of the informed teams to start the season off. We've looked pretty decent so far. We're in the top 7, and I would have taken that at the start of the season. That's where we are right now. But for Manchester United, they're back amongst the Champions League places, 7 wins in their first 10 games, and could possibly go top with a win here at the Stadium of Light in our final one today. Hoping for a couple of goals. We should see a couple of goals. Our final game today. Let's hope for a good one. Manchester United at the Stadium of Light. Yeah, I'll be disappointed if this one finishes 0-0. That's for sure. And I'll try and get into my stuff as quickly as possible. Wow. 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 Ah. What I'm noticing is that last pass. That's the one thing that's the biggest issue. My passing around, again, like 30, 40 yards out is totally fine. It's lovely stuff. And as soon as I get to the area, that's when it all falls apart, man. And it's what I mentioned before with VA. It's like if they want people to play this way, if they want them to play more slower, but also more pass-based as opposed to just pace-based, they've got to reward your build-ups. They've got to give you a reason to play that way. Why would you try and create 1, possibly 2 great chances passing like that when you can have like 6 or 7 just running down the wing and cutting it in for the simple finish in the middle? They've got to reward players that way. Yeah, if you're only going to get like 1 good chance a game by playing that way, and maybe 1 half chance, what's the point? Like, you know, what? Seriously, why bother? Like, if you can just get your quickest players possible, run down the wing, and then just cut it into the middle for the cutback, and you can do that like 4 or 5 times a game. I mean, you know, it's a numbers game, right? You know you've got far more chance of scoring and thus winning by playing one way. So for me with EA, they have to realise that. I'm not saying that every single attacking midfielder you got should turn into prime KDB and unlock defensive with no problem, but ultimately, if it's so hard to do and you get so fewer chances, there's no benefit to it. Gatrudia to Wharton. And oh, didn't mean to hold the L1 button down there. It's alright. Goodmanson controls on the chest. Now back into Adams. We're still deadlocked at 0-0. Shock horror. Can we find a chance here to get ourselves in front? Nice passing. Good build up. Excellently done. Wonderful goal. Right from the goal kick. And Diarra finishes it. And I just asked the question, why would you play that way? Well, there's your answer, because when it does come off, it looks absolutely sensational. Liquid football from Sunderland, and Diarra's first of the year is rifled into the top corner. It is so difficult to score nice team goals, but granted, when you do get one, it does feel really rewarding. Garte down the right, clips one in far post, and Cunha keeps holding the ball somehow. Trey's appealing for a free kick. He's not going to get one. Cunha fizzes it in. Sesko's shot hits the side of the net. And I must say, they've left it very late, Manchester United. Now they're starting to attack, but they've left it far too late for this. Garte to Martinez. Look at how compact I am, man. I am not giving them a simple route. Much more. You know, in previous version of FC, I just charge out, try and win the ball. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm just trying to contain here. There's Ugarte. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? That's where he's going. He's found Ahmad. And Ahmad has slipped through and crosses. And it will be cleared by Wharton. And that is surely going to do it. And it will. Sunderland will hold on for the win. And our second scalp of the season. Another low-scoring game, unfortunately, and that's what I'll say to end the episode, guys. Like I said earlier, please do let me know in the comments, how would you tweak the sliders even further to make it a more enjoyable game experience? I think it's slightly improved, but we're still looking for that perfection. I'll take the win, though, and a big 3 points there. Thanks for watching, guys. Much love to you all. Hope you enjoyed the double upload. If you did, please do drop a like, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon, where hopefully, again, we'll get some more good games, some more big wins, and keep us in the European places. I'll see you for another double upload day tomorrow morning.